I'm making a film about parents and children. It's not finished yet, but I'd like to show you what I've taken so far. I began by filming this real-life family. There's Tracy and Becky, and the twins, Lisa and Guy, and their mother and father, of course. With a family of 6, there are lots of jobs to be done in the house. Becky is 4½, and is big enough to help Mum with the washing up. She still wouldn't talk, but she seemed to be getting more used to the camera. Whenever I filmed Mum, she seemed to be working hard. Becky provided the background music. No matter where Mum went, the twins were never far away. Particularly Lisa, who followed her everywhere like a duckling. I wasn't telling the family what to do. I just filmed what really happened. It seemed that it's not always easy for Mum to get through the housework when she has so many eager helpers. She'd probably do it much faster on her own. From a mum's point of view, I realised that young children mean a lot of hard work. I wondered if children realise this.
Drink it up, Guy. Drink it like this, it does.
To find out, I took a look at some children's paintings. This child shows his mother mowing the lawn, but he doesn't make it look like hard work, does he? She seems to be having a very easy time of it. Now, here's Mum at breakfast. But she doesn't seem to have to do much except smile happily. Even when Mum's shown waiting on her children, she still has that happy smile on her face. It's the children who are shown doing the real hard work. Mum's just propping up a broom, and Dad's not doing much either. Here, he does have a spade, but he doesn't seem to be using it. He's just standing back and watching the children play. This is how child artists see their parents. I wondered how adult artists saw children. So I went to see the sculptor, John Bridgman. He told me that he isn't really very interested in children as people. He's just looking for interesting shapes. He doesn't have a model to copy from, and he is not trying to show one particular child. The child's head that he is modeling in clay is something that he's creating from his imagination. He is working on just a small part of a much bigger sculpture. He has to think very carefully about how the shape of this head will fit into the pattern of the final sculpture, and he wants to express the feelings of tenderness that the mother has for her baby.
One has got a problem, and a problem to solve in a particular way. It's the relationship between the mother and the child. You have to have your child in a certain position. Not only is it physically seated on its mother's lap, but its mother's arms have got to embrace it in a certain way. A child has got to look towards its mother. The mother has got to look towards the child. You've got to, within the framework of this, develop some feeling of tenderness that the mother will have for the child. At the same time, you've got to try and avoid being sentimental about it, and therefore you've got to produce shapes which suggest the subject matter, and each shape has really got to have something which will make the onlooker be aware of what you want him or her to know.
Next, I filmed a mother sculpting her son, Timothy.
I've had an urge for a long time to create something, and I'm particularly interested in clay and in modelling the human form. I think because my family are around me, I understand them and know them better and am familiar with their expressions, and therefore I chose something which I understood. Up, just a little. I have 3 daughters and 1 son, and having done a model of Jennifer, my second daughter, I thought I would go on and do one of Timothy. They are very pleased that I've got a hobby that I thoroughly enjoy, and they do help me. Kate has been busy chipping off the plaster of Jennifer's head. When I was modelling Jenny, I think I discovered that she was perhaps most like me. I think Jenny was more interested to see if I had her hair the right length. It will probably take me about 3 or 4 years to complete all 4 heads, but I think when I've finished I shall feel I have achieved something, and that I shall have a wonderful record of the family.
I decided I ought to try to show a younger family working together. Here's one I found making a collage.
All right. I want a square piece.
All right.
Square piece.
I was interested to see who decided where everything should go, parents or children.
There. That's it.
Something like that. Okay, I'm there. Follow the lines, one of the lines.
Yes, listen to it.
There. Okay.
Yes.
Not to worry about that. Now.
How's that? Is that better? Just there.
Will you do that?
Oh, because that, you see, it splits that up and puts that nice bit of colour on the board. Okay, you want to do you can do the along the felt now. Right. Don't worry about getting any on the board. Okay.
Isn't very straight.
Well, it'll be all right.
Okay.
Okay. We'll glue that now and stick it on. Now then, this.
That way there, said Bob. Very small.
All right. Oh, this is a bit.
But what happens if children don't do what their parents tell them?
Well, if we're going to do a scene about conflict between parents and children...
The last people I filmed were members of a youth theatre group. They're discussing typical family situations and how they could show them in a play.
So what sort of things cause rows at home? Suppose we took doing the dishes or not doing the dishes. What sort of reasons are put forward? Oh, well, let's look at it like this. In your house, who does the washing up? Maisie, what about you?
Me or my sister.
You or your sister?
Yeah.
But what about the men in the house?
Well, I've got 4 brothers and none of those would do it.
Your mum wouldn't expect them to?
No.
She'd say it was your job?
Yeah.
If we think of the sort of things that are likely to cause rows between parents and children at home, what sort of things in your experience make such rows happen?
Wanting things, something new, or wanting to go somewhere.
Something that costs money?
Usually, yeah.
Yes. And do you think that children often want things which they can't have?
It's either that or the parents don't want to give them everything they ask for, make life too easy for them.
Yeah, I see.
So they don't appreciate things if they get everything they want.
Yes, so it's a question of teaching people values,
Yeah.
that sort of
And
thing.
also the other way around, parents want a lot from children. They expect you to be brilliant in school and do a lot of work around the house. And
Yeah, they expect you to help around the house a lot.
and that causes a lot of arguments if you're not prepared to do the housework.
Now, here's the play.
I suppose I better do the washing up.
Eh?
I'm going to do the washing up. It's been in the sink 3 hours.
I'll leave it, I'll do it when I've seen the news. News is on in a bit.
But you said that at dinner, and the news has been on twice since then.
Well, it's different every time, isn't it?
There's a sink full of greasy dishes out there. And you want a clean plate for your breakfast, don't you?
You know what? You worry too much, you do.
It's my job to worry. If I didn't worry, nobody else would. Anyway, it's not your place to wash up. It's Lynn's job.
Why is it Lynn?
Lynn! Lynn! Yeah? Come downstairs. Why? Because I said so. What do you want, Mum? I want you to go into the kitchen and wash up. I can't do it now, I'm doing my face. I don't care what you're doing, I want you to go into the kitchen and wash up. I always do it. Always? Yes. When was the last time you washed up? Last week. That's not the point. At least I do it. He never does anything. It's not his job to wash up. Why not? Because he's a boy. Oh, that's everybody's excuse. Don't answer me back. Just go into the kitchen and wash up. I can't. I'll be late. Late for what? I'm going out. Out where? With some friends. What friends? Sue and Dave. Who's Dave? My new boyfriend. Boyfriend? Yes.
Will you two packing arguing? Here, useless. Put your guitar down, get in the kitchen and do the washing up.
Hey, do you remember this one? La 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 la.
What you know?
Hey, come on, pack it in. Go and do the washing up.
Oh, Dad, I got the concert on Friday and I got to practice for it, ain't I?
You can practice when you've done the washing up.
Why should I have to do it?
Because you're the oldest. I had to do it when I was your age, and I had younger brothers and sisters. And another thing, we've been back from holidays 3 days. The garden's coming through the back door. You can't be bothered to do a bit of gardening. Never mind the washing up.
I'll do the back garden on Saturday.
You can do the washing up now.
What will the lads say at school if they hear about me doing the dishes at home? Start calling me names.
What names?
You know. Sissy. Ah, shut it.
Well, I had to do it when I was a kid, and all my mates at school had to do it for their mums and dads. Anyhow, you get pocket money every week, don't you? What do you think that's for? Why don't you try earning it for once?
Yeah, you get more than me and all, don't you?
I thought I told you to shut it.
All you do all day, sit there with your guitar playing it. You don't do nothing.
You know why we can't do the back garden, Dad? Because the shovel's been used in our face to get the muck off every night.
Cheek! Stop arguing. I'll do the washing up.
No, you won't. You sit down. Listen, your mother and me don't come home from work every night to listen to you pair arguing about washing up. Now, you go and do your face upstairs. You go and play your guitar up the garden. And I'll do the washing up. When I've seen the news.
Well, there you are. All the people I saw seemed to have different ideas about family life.
Any more ideas?
Disagreeable friends.
What do you mean?
Well, parents don't like the children's friends.
Do you think that parents don't approve of most friends then?
Well, it's only some friends, you know. If they go around in gangs, they don't like you hanging around places.
Appearances as well as the thing that they worry about, perhaps.
Now, we've seen all the film I've taken.
Well, long hair and...
I like the last bit best.
Well,
What would you look for if you were making a film about parents and children?